Laura Rae, and I'm here with beauty products that transform my looks. I think this is going to be my biggest transformation yet. Over a year ago, you all asked me to try either a wig or hair extensions, and I just had not done it. Well, today's the day. I purchased this hair extension piece off of Amazon. My stylist recommended it. She's used it on a client before, and she thought it would work well in my hair. It's one of the halo type extensions, and she's going to color the hair to match my own hair color so it will blend in beautifully and look like it's my hair. Now, this also came with two other clip-ins. I don't have them with me right now, but I'll be taking those to the salon so she can color those also. Also, what I want to do is sort of share with you my skincare very quickly because I've shared most of these products before, and then put on some makeup. And the makeup I'll be putting on is mostly super affordable. Some of it I purchased recently on sale. So they are new products that you haven't seen me use before. And we're going to see if we can do a total transformation. Let's start with skincare. I've had a lot of compliments on my skin recently, so I want to have full disclosure here that I am using a red light mask. I've mentioned it in other videos, but I bought myself the Omnilux a couple of years ago, and it basically sat in the box for almost a year. When my mom got sick, I just couldn't deal with anything else. I didn't even put on some of my regular skincare. But a few months ago, I took it out. I've been using it every other day, most weeks, and I am seeing beautiful results. I feel like my fine lines are a little smoother. My skin tone, let's take a look at my skin. My skin tone has evened out a lot, and I think some of the redness that I had has calmed down quite a bit. So I'm going to keep using it. I'm really happy with it. As far as skincare, it's daytime right now. Like I said, I'm about to leave for the salon in an hour or so. So I want to show you quickly what I do for skincare. The first product I put on is the Numbuzin toner. And this isn't the old toners that we used to use as teenagers. This really is an essence that hydrates my skin. So I just put a little bit in my hand, take my fingers and sort of, do like this, move them around, get it all over the skin, and then press into the skin. Of all the essences I've tried so far, and I've tried several, this has been my favorite. And I love the look of my skin with this. In the summer, because I'm in Florida and it's so humid, some days that's the only type of moisturizer that I use. Next, I go in with this Numbuzin 3 serum. And this is designed to help with pores, wrinkles, all the things that I need to work on, and I found that also has worked great. And again, I just put it on the tips of my fingers, sort of go like this, like when they give you a facial. I have been to several facials over the years, and they all seem to sort of lightly put on the serum and go over all the areas and then sort of press it in and let it dry. But this gives my skin such a glow, but it looks natural. My skin doesn't feel greasy. By the way, if you're trying to see if we have similar skin, I have what you would call combination skin. I do have some oily spots in the T-zone where makeup tends to wear off. And then I also have areas of the face that maybe get a little dry sometimes. Now for vitamin C, I'm using the Numbuzin 5+. And this has other ingredients in it also. I love this. It's super affordable. I think I paid around $14. And compared to the $130 and upward I've paid at the dermatologist for vitamin C, I've been really happy with this. My skin feels so hydrated right now. I'm not going to put on any moisturizer, but I have shared many recently, and I'll link some below that I really love. I am going to put on some Keeper eye brightening cream because I always need under eye moisturizer. My skin feels so great right now. I'm going to go ahead and put on some brows. I used to just draw brows below the brow. Now I draw across the top too to give a fuller looking brow. My brows just grow this way. They've always had this arch to them. That's just the way they grow. And so I need to add a little bit below the brow down here, and then a little bit up here just to sort of fill them in. I think brows can be so transformative and that they're underrated. If anything makes my eye not look as well, I think it's when I don't define my brows enough. I really like this brow pencil. It's made in Germany. It's from the company Sorme, and it's waterproof. It's got a little brush on the end. It's super affordable. I've talked a lot about this Sorme eyeshadow primer, so I decided to order this pencil to see how it would work. And so far, so good. I ordered the shade True Taupe, and that works really good for my color of brows. My skin still has a lot of tackiness to it from the essence and everything, but I'm going to go ahead and put on my primer. I'm using the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This is one I've spoken about that I really love for disguising my pores and my fine lines. I just take the little scooper they have in the lid, put it on my finger like this, and sort of warm it up before I put it on the skin. Otherwise, it sort of crumbles off the face. So that's a tip I would give if you're wanting to try this. And I just can't believe how it blurs out the pores. It really does transform my skin. Look at the difference between this side and this side. Wow, I think it's incredible. This is so affordable. Milani has so many great products, and I think this is one of their best. I also would give a tip about using it in the lip lines around the mouth. I like to sort of just press it into those lip lines on the outside of the mouth. Okay, so I've done this side of my face, not in here, and look at the difference. To me, if I had to pick a primer that transformed my skin the most, this is it. And I'm so glad it's one that's affordable. It does have a coolness to it, but not burning or anything like that. In one of the sales recently, I bought this shade, Virgin, from Urban Decay, and it's one I think they had in their palettes. But I bought it because I just think it's just a soft shade. I like having a one and done shade like this where I just use this and a liner. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the eye. It's just such a soft shade. Some people have thought in videos that I already had eyeshadow on because there's just a natural shadow I have here. Because my eyes are so deep set, it casts a shadow that looks like I've put in a contour shade on my eyes, but I haven't. I just clean my eyes really well with my Bioderma. I love this. It is just so great for getting mascara off and eyeshadow. So my eyes are clean, but if you see this line here, I can see it here. It looks like I've already put a contour shade on, but it's just my eyes. But I just wanted a really soft shade. And I think this is perfect. I love the packaging on this. It's like a lucite type of packaging. And it's nice to have one shade that you can just sort of do a wash of color over the eyes and put on some eyeliner. I'm going to bring it up under the brow a little bit. And I'm going to get close up so you can see. It's just a nice wash of color. You probably already have a shade like this in your collection, so look for what you have in your collection that you can just do a wash over the eyes if you're trying to do a look like this at home. I also ordered the Urban Decay eyeliner. It was, again, on sale, about 50% off, and I bought the shade Smoke. And I thought that would be so pretty, like a soft gray, instead of using black. I really love gray. L'Oreal makes a shade I've spoken about, taupe gray, that is really pretty. But I thought I would use this, and I'm just going to sort of scrub it along the lash line. I think that looks really nice. Look at the difference between this eye. I haven't really blended it out yet, but you can just see so much more definition. If you have any kind of angle brush, this is one from Laura Geller that I bought in a set. Just take the brush and just blend. This just softens the look of the liner. You can always go back and add a little more of the shadow on the lid if you want a little more color. I like this look. I think it's a little softer, yet it opens the eyes up. Now let's go in with some mascara. I'm using the True Brown in the Maybelline Sky High today. It Cosmetics recently sent me this pencil. I have really been enjoying it. It's in the shade Passionate Pearl, and it really brightens the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to put that on. And what I like, some of these pencils really bother the inner corner of my eyes and sort of irritate them, but this does not. And see between this eye and this one, I tend to look very dark in the inner corner because of having deep set eyes. So I'm even drawing a little bit on the base of where the nose and the eye meet, just to brighten that whole area up. That is so pretty. I really enjoyed that. Now, you had asked me before to test out this foundation. I purchased it, but it was a little dark for me. So I purchased a new one in the shade Light, number 170. This is from Sephora. It's their Reveal the Real. And I found, if you're interested in purchasing this, that it runs a little dark. Okay, you really need to shake this up very well because it's very thin. I'm going to put some on my hand here so you can see how runny it is. So they say it's a soft, radiant skin tint. I really like these. They say it's long wear and 12-hour hydration. And I did find it to be long wear when I have used it. Now I'm going to put it on with my fingers first and then go over with this brush from BK Beauty. It's a 107. And I've been using this brush a lot lately and I really like it. This seems like such a good match for me, much better than the one I was using. I had bought a medium, I think, and it was just way too dark for me. I'm going to leave the under eye area uncovered because I have a new concealer I've been enjoying. It's from Keys. It's their It's Like Skin 2-in-1 concealer. I'm going to put that on in a minute. So let's go ahead and just put on this foundation and we'll see how it looks. See how dark that is? For light, that's pretty dark. So I think I picked the right shade. Once it's blended in, it seems to be close to what I was looking for. I'm going to put some on the brush and go onto my neck so this will all blend well. And even onto my chest. I've heard so much great feedback from all of you about this skin tint that you purchased it and you were really enjoying it. I wanted to give this another try and get a shade closer to my own skin tone. This is so lightweight on the skin. As I'm putting it on, I'm not feeling it. It just feels like I'm putting on some type of skincare. So it doesn't, my skin doesn't feel heavy like it has with other foundations that I've worn. I'm going to take a little on my eyeshadow brush and bring it in to under the brow so it looks more like it is cohesive and blends together. Let's take the brush and go a little under the eye. I'm not putting any on, I'm just taking residue and going under the eye. So this will all blend a little better, and then we'll put on our concealer. Once you feel it is dried down enough, take an absolutely clean brush. This has no product on it, and sort of just buff out. This is actually one I use for blush, but it's so fluffy and nice, I can just grab it and go over. And I can see there's product coming off. And that's product that would collect in my fine lines and wrinkles. So I like to do this when I'm all done. Let's go ahead now and add some blush. I'm using a super affordable one. At one point, I found this to be a dupe for a Charlotte Tilbury blush shade. And this is the Maxi Blush from Rimmel in the shade Third Base. I dropped this, so there's a chip out of it. But this is such a beautiful color that I think just gives a lot of brightness to my complexion. And so I'm going to just dip in here, and I always take my powder and sort of push it into the brush before I go on to the skin. What I like about this shade is it is buildable. It doesn't go on so strong, and I can just take my time blending it and getting the shade that I want on my skin. I'm really enjoying this new highlighter from L'Oreal. It's their Lumi Le Glace highlighter, and this is a shade Glassy Pearl Eclat. I think that's how you say eclat. Sounds so fancy, but I really like how this goes on dewy, but it does dry down, and it gives that lit from within look. It looks a lot like my Merit stick that I have, the same kind of dome shape like this, and I think this is a great alternative. I still love the Merit, but this is beautiful too and is more affordable. One of the biggest things I think that can improve any look and transform your looks is concealer. If you have dark circles in the under eyes, that's not going to give you the look you're wanting. So concealer to me is a really important product. I don't have super dark circles, but because I have very deep set eyes, I need all the brightness I can get. And so I wanted to try this one because it said it's like skin 2-in-1 concealer. It's a concealer and tint in one, and I really am enjoying this. It's a very thin formula. I'll show you here. Very thin, and I like that about it. I am going to take my brush, the Angie brush, the A506, get some product on, and start going in the under eyes. Now, one thing I've switched that I think has helped me a lot this year is not using an under eye brightener that's so bright, because it's making this hollow that I'm getting here as I'm aging look even deeper. I have found personally that using a shade closer to my own skin tone, but with a little brightening in it, is just perfect. And I've talked a lot about the Winky Lux. I love that, but this is very nice. It's a lot like skincare. It feels very hydrating, moisturizing, and really does brighten this area without it looking too pink or too yellow or anything like that. So I've been enjoying this. Let's go in with my favorite, most transformative product, I think, one of the biggest, and that's lip liner and lipstick. I bought this set. It's a holiday set, but I've purchased ColourPop lip liners before, and I think they're absolutely amazing. So I decided to use one of them today, and let's pick this shade here, which is Double Tap. You can also use a clear lip liner if you don't want color. This is from Doo Wop, and I love how big this is. I'm going to put a little of this on right now. I go under the lip and just create a barrier. That's where my lip lines are. I have a few vertical lip lines that lipstick can gravitate into. So I go above the lip. Something I haven't shown you that I bought recently to try is from Urban Decay. I've been on an Urban Decay kick, I guess. It's their Ultimate Zone Multi-Purpose Primer. You can use this for your lips and face, and I'm going to put it on my lips today to smooth them out. As we age, at least I can only speak for myself, I have more lines on the actual lips. They're not as puffy and pillowy as they used to be. So let's go ahead and put this on. I think this did a really nice job of smoothing out my lips. Now I'm going to go ahead, which I wouldn't have to, but let's add a little color to the lips with the ColourPop lip liner. These apply so smoothly, I'm barely touching my skin, and it's just doing all the work for me. These lip liners are great. They're so super affordable. I really love them. A lot of days I just fill in my entire lip with this, and I've had so many compliments. Now I'm going to use a bright shade. I wanted to really brighten the look up. This is from Revlon, and it's the shade Fire Peach. I'm so excited. Lipstick can really transform any look. I usually show nudes or pinks, so I thought, let's add a little spice to this look. I have my Revlon Jelly Tool right here. I'm going to blend out the lipstick a little bit. I am loving this. This shade is so different for me, but I really like it. I think it just brightened up my whole face. Now, before we finish the look, I want to go in with my Catrice Melted Sun. This is a new cream bronzer I've been using, super affordable, and it's great. I'm going to grab, let's see, I'll use this BK Beauty 106 brush. This is a great brush for just blending out. And let's put a little bit of bronzer. The shade on this is Beach Babe, and I think this will just bronze me up a little bit. I'm going to go along the chin. There's been a lot of talk now about using it on the chin for jowls that we tend to get here. I know I'm going to get jowls because my mom and I have a face shaped the exact same, and that was an issue she dealt with as she got into her late 70s and close to maybe 80. So I'll have the same thing down here where the skin sort of collects. I even notice a little bit of it now. So I just take the bronzer and go along the jawline, and that really disguises that. So if you have some loose skin in this area, try that. You could even take a smaller brush, like the eyeshadow brush I used. Let me clean it off a little. I have this, and I wouldn't be without it. This is such a great product here. Let's just clean the brush off, and I'm going to take a little bit on here and just go in that area. And that can really disguise the jowls and add more shape to the face. I even like to take a little bronzer on my neck. It helps disguise some of the issues going on with the neck too. And bring it down to the chest so everything blends in. I'm taking that eyeshadow brush and just doing a little bit under the cheekbone. I don't want to do too much because my face on its own, I've lost volume in my face since I was younger, so I don't want to do too much or then my cheeks look very hollow. But if I use bronzer in that area, I try to keep it right around the cheekbone and blend it into the blush. I do see I still have my broken capillaries a little bit here. I'm going to take the foundation, put just a little dot on my finger and press it into that area. So let's take a look before I head off to the salon. I am so excited. I wonder how these hair extensions are going to look and how comfortable they'll be. So let's head off. I'll give you one final look of the makeup, and let's go to the salon. I'm back from the salon. I think my stylist did an amazing job. First, she added some highlights to my own hair. I really like how it brightened me up around the face. She trimmed my own hair, and then she put the hair extensions after she colored them and washed and dried them back in my own hair and trimmed those. So everything would blend together. Now, when she first blew them out, they were straight and they looked beautiful straight, but I think they blend even more nicely with them curled. She took a curling wand and took inch sections of my hair and wrapped them around it and then just sort of fluffed it out with her fingers, but I think she did amazing. Now, one thing I did want to add is a little bit of powder. I put some on when I got home. The makeup has held up beautifully. It's been hours since I put the makeup on. I put that on around 7 this morning, and now it's about 1 in the afternoon. So I've had my makeup on for quite a while. I touched up my lipstick, and I added a little Too Faced powder. This is their brand new blurring powder. I just love it. I use a puff like this, and it just takes the shine off of everything and helps to blur the pores. I used to not be a fan of powder. I've talked about that, but as I'm getting older, I find when my skin is too shiny, my fine lines stand out more. That when it's a little more matte or satin looking, the fine lines are less noticeable. So being that I live in Florida and it's so humid here, I get shiny quite often. And so I like to just take the powder and sort of put it in those areas to take down the shine. And I did buy this in medium. It comes in shades and the light looked really light. So I ended up buying it in medium. But I think hair extensions and wigs are so much fun and they're just so nice to have. So many women our age are dealing with health issues from medications they're taking or treatments they're going through, and they lose their hair. And it's hard enough going through those things without losing your hair also. Just knowing that hair extensions and wigs are available is wonderful. I just love how light this feels in my hair. It doesn't feel heavy like I thought it might. I don't have any headache or anything. The halo really helps to distribute the weight of it. So I think my stylist was really a magician with this. I love the look. You may not want hair this long, but of course you can get extensions cut to any length. So even if you wanted a shoulder length hairstyle with more fullness to it, extensions can be wonderful. Let me know in the comments if you've ever tried extensions or wigs. And also, everything is linked below. Thank you for shopping those links. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. If it's your first time here, I hope you found the video helpful, as well as my subscribers. I love you all so much. Thank you for suggesting this. I doubt I ever would have tried it without your suggestion. So it's good to sort of stretch our wings a little bit every once in a while. I hope you all have a blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you real soon.